Great morning, great morning, great morning, great morning. Great morning, Janitor. Great morning, Tiger. Great morning, Dudley. Great morning, Joseph. Great morning, Justin. Great morning, Kevin. Great morning, Maria. Great morning, Namir. Great morning, Orlando. Great morning, Sadie. Great morning, Sita. Great morning. We got iPhone 3. We can't tell who you are. Please drop it in the chat or change your name. Much appreciated. With that being said, guys, it's the leadership call. It's time for us to train all as together as a group, right? So let me make sure all over to CHARLENE Moore, where she'll conduct the call for us. Great morning, CHARLENE.
Great morning, Quincy. Great morning, everyone. Today's an amazing day. Here we are. Get to meet each other on Wednesday again. I hope everybody had a wonderful Valentine's Day and everybody's ready to go today. So let's get it. This is our training call. We are ready to move and groove. So we're going to throw the ball over to Miss Charlene. Miss Charlene is talent acquisition. She rolls out the red carpet when we first get here. She is amazing, and she's going to take it away. Miss Charlene, let's go.
Thank you, Miss Sita. Great morning, everyone. Great morning, great morning. Can I see more cameras, more cameras? I know you're learning if you're looking at me. We're on this call every Wednesday and I ask that same thing. Please turn your cameras off. Of course, everyone knows my name is Charlene, talent acquisition, as Miss Sita just mentioned. This morning, I want to speak to you about patience. Patience can be a valuable skill in the workplace for a lot of us, and also in your personal life. It can help you set your goals. You'll be able to collaborate more effectively with your coworkers, and you'll overcome a lot of your career obstacles. So you're saying, what does patient really mean? We all know what patient means, but the determination that has been put by the dictionary, being patient means controlling your emotional responses to certain situations and accepting that sometimes things may not meet your expectations. And we've all been there before. We've all been there where we set our hopes high for something and it doesn't go right. And then we get impatient about it. We feel like, we didn't have enough time to get it right. We didn't have enough time to get it done, whatever the case may be, but we get impatient. And, patient people, they understand that the more you accept the things that you can't change, such as that you can't control, you can learn to react in a different way. That does maximize your stress if you become impatient. So that's why you want to keep your stress level down at the same time, because losing your patience can definitely put your body into a whole nother mindset, your mind, your body, everything about you. And ways that you can go about controlling your patience is, if you're achieving your goals, of course, you're going to know that you're going to feel good about it. But the minute that goal slips off, you're going to feel like, okay, now I got to do something different. I got to hurry up and get this done. Rushing will not help patience. You got to relax. You got to remain calm, even impatient. It doesn't mean you never feel frustrated, because we all get frustrated. But we got to know how to handle it and grant the allowances to be able to handle it as well. And of course, it takes practice in order to develop patience. So we want to make sure we practice different things and find out what it is that makes us so impatient so quickly. The first step to developing more patience is to recognize when something is triggering you. You can make a list. You can, this will help you highlight the problem, and then you might find an easier resolution to how to handle it. When you feel, experience strong emotions, your body reacts to them. You get tense, you get anxiety, you start feeling nervous. Some people may have shortness of breath, clench their teeth, ball up their fists, whatever. That's when you are definitely starting to be impatient and you're starting to stress your own self. And when you're doing things of that nature, you're going to begin to make rash decisions, and it may not be good for you or anyone else that's affected by it. They said that you should ask yourself why 5 times. For every reason that you come up with that why you're being triggered, ask why that triggers you. If you know if somebody steps on your foot and that triggers you immediately, ask yourself, why did that trigger you so bad? Why did you get so upset just as stepping on your foot? They may have said, excuse me, but you didn't hear the excuse me. All you know is that they stepped on your foot. So make sure you ask yourself plenty of questions. Ask why to everything that you can put on a list that triggers you. Ask yourself, why does that trigger you? Because once you come into place with yourself and the reasons why you're being so impatient and being triggered easily, then you will start to understand how to control it much better. And in order to use those whys, you got to first determine what the immediate problem is. Ask yourself why you feel the way you do, and ask the questions behind each one, as I mentioned. And always act calm and feel calm. So if you act calm, you'll feel calm. If you act out of control, you're going to speak out of control. Everything's going to get out of control. So you always want to stay in control. If you need to stop and calm yourself down, take a few deep breaths, accept the fact that you're feeling frustrated, keep your voice at a level tone, maintain that positive thought in your mind at all times, and if necessary, separate yourself. Go into the quiet corner. Sometimes when you were going to school, that when you cut up in the classroom, the teacher would send you to the corner. Sometimes that could be a good thing. It give you time to sit there and actually think about what just happened, what you just did, and why you did it. So I think that those are good things. And once you evaluate that situation and you know exactly what it is that gets you triggered, that causes you to become very impatient so quickly, then you want to make sure that you look for another possible solution. Don't just leave it where it's at. Look for a better, newer, possible way of handling it so that you don't get yourself in a position, because this can affect people around you, people that you work with, people in your family. Your impatience can be affected in all parts of your life and with all people that you can come in contact with. So to end this up, we got to take care of the basic needs not to get that way. And we're going to start, and I know that can be difficult, like I said, but it's difficult to focus on when you're messing up and you don't think you're messing up. When you're angry and you don't know you're angry, or you don't feel like you're angry, it's different. So you want to develop a positive growth mindset. You want to definitely make sure you do that. You want to create a plan, a personal vision statement that you might have up on your board, on your wall, that you repeat to yourself day in, day out. You want to learn to focus. And if you're working hard, reward yourself. Don't work till after everything has been completed. If you know you're working hard, it's good to reward yourself. You can make yourself feel better. We all can make each other feel better if we just practice being more patient with each other. And of course, you always got to view the challenges as an opportunity to learn. If you view it as an opportunity to learn, we learn from our mistakes. We learn as we grow. Every day that you're on this earth, I'm never too old to learn anything. I will be living until learning till the day I leave this world. I'm going to be learning something every day, whether it's something I intentionally went out to learn, or something that was just thrust upon me to learn, or something I just learned and didn't know I was learning something for the day. But those opportunities of learning and growth are always there. And that is the end of what I have this morning for you on being patient with yourself, being patient with your friends, family, and co-workers. Because in order to survive in business, we need to make sure we can be patient. We can listen. We got to learn to hear each other, not scream and shout at each other, but hear each other. You got to use a little empathy in there. Stop, listen, and then maybe you'll learn something that you didn't know, just like with this position that you guys have. You have to listen to the customer in order to know what it is that they need. So you want to make sure you show patience definitely with your customers, because they're dependent on you to help them get what they need. So in order for you to do that, you have to listen to them. And I hope I've said something that's enlightening to all of you this morning. If you have any questions or any comments, please drop them in the chat.
Miss Charlene, you said a lot. You said some amazing things. I mean, the Bible says patience is a virtue. So yes, absolutely. We got to analyze the situation, step back and say, what is making us feel this way? And Miss Charlene, thank you so much for that, because we need patience. We need a lot more patience. And I ask God for that every single day. So I appreciate you. Thank you so much for that. Let's throw some fire in the chat for Miss Charlene. I hope you guys got a pen and paper, because this is amazing stuff that she's throwing down. So guys, let's get it. So now we're going to throw the ball over to MITHARLY. Let's get it, MITHARLY.
Great morning, everybody. Great morning, and thank you, Miss Charlene. I dropped some fire for you in the chat.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is MITHARLY. I am extension number 3 at the call center, and I also help around with onboarding. So this morning, I don't really have a long topic to speak on, but I have an important topic to speak on, and I'll be brief. So I want to speak on Bridge the Gap University. I know you guys hear me talk about that a lot, but today I really, really wanted to speak on Bridge the Gap University because yesterday I actually sat down and I have a long list of everybody who hasn't even completed the university or who has only logged in one time, never logged back in again, or who never even logged in, but they have, their login information. So I do have a list, and a couple of you guys are on the list. Okay, so you're on the list. I can't believe I'm looking at you right now. And I know you're not doing what you have to do, what you're supposed to be doing, right? So the university, it's very important. Honestly, it's very important to make sure that you complete that first before you go out there and get on the field. That's one of the #1 requirements for you, as an agent here. You have to make sure that you complete the university because it's valuable information on there. And information are constantly being added on there. And I know a lot of the things that you guys struggle with because guess what? I work at the call center. So I can hear you guys over the phone. I could hear the things that you need help with. I could hear you guys. I'm helping you guys on the phone, being at the call center. And I know the information that are on the university that you guys, could really, really use. And the fact that I can also see the last time that you logged in on the university says a lot. Now I understand why, you may struggle with certain things. And if you need help with your login information, I have access to your login information. So I do have that I can help you with. And maybe if you need the website, you forgot what it is, it's okay. Don't be embarrassed to reach out. Someday you have to complete it. And yesterday I was going to start giving you guys calls and stuff, but I'm like, okay, I don't know what you guys are doing on the love day. So I'm going to make sure that I speak on this today, this morning, and then I will be sending out, emails. I'll also be making phone calls. So if you know somebody that's in the field that hasn't completed the university, if you have a recruit or you've spoken to one of the agents, their situations, they need extra help, you guys can talk about the university. I didn't want to make this about school, because a lot of us didn't even enjoy being in school. It's not about school, it's about maximizing the opportunity and making the most of it. It's about being amongst the best in here. And in order to be the best, you have to, have all the information you need. And you have access to it. It's right, it's right on your lap. And new informations are being added all the time because I remember, when I was with Quincy in Virginia, he was actually recording a couple of new videos for our Walmart people. So it's not a one-time thing. Information are constantly being added. So it's not just complete it and never go back again or lose your login information. Save it. If you need some brushing up in your skills, you need to brush up on your skills. You need to get more information. You need specific help with something like maybe the smart card or anything. You can always log in and review it, even if you've already graduated and got a certificate. And it's also amazing to see what you've accomplished. They're literally going to email you and say, hey, congratulations, you graduated. You're going to have a picture. You can print it out if you want to. And I always encourage you guys to send it out in the chat so everybody could see that, you're part of the 1% now. You actually graduated with us and, you know more than the average. So send it out in the chat so that we can congratulate you and, you can improve as well. So, and let me scroll down one more time, scroll up and down so I can have a quick look at you guys' face. I can't believe you guys. Yes, so I'll be reaching out to you guys today to make sure you have the information needed. And that's all I have this morning. I hope you guys have a wonderful day and expect to hear from me. Thank you.
Darley, thank you so much for that. Call center number 3, Mitharly. As Mitharly said, she is part of, she handles Bridge the Gap University. She said new info is added every single day, guys. So we got to continually, look at it daily or weekly, log in info. If you need it, she's there, So if you're motivated and it'll improve your skills. So thank you so much for that, Darley. Much needed information. We appreciate you. And we will throw the ball over to Dodley. Dodley, let's get it.
Hello, what's up, guys? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Right, my name is Dudley Francois, call center number 1, and I'm in charge of the ADP. Right. So today I'm gonna be talking about, so there's a code that I put out yesterday morning, and I feel like it resonated with a lot of people, and it did resonate with me. Right. It was like ignore the noise and focus on your work. Right. So a quick question for everybody, and if that happened to you, you could press 1 and put 1 in the chat, and if it doesn't happen to you, you could press 2 in the chat, right? So how many of y'all have had things to do during the day, and you get distracted and then get them done? 1, if that happened to you, and 2, if it didn't happen to you. Anybody else? Okay. All right. Okay. I think it should be everybody because we're not perfect, right? So, right, when I play my days, and it don't matter, right? It don't matter, like anything that I do that's not a part of my goals for that day, man, I win my whole day, right? Let's say, okay, hey, yesterday, okay, let's say, okay, tomorrow I have to, read. I have to, okay, go bring my little bit to school. Let's say I have to, send out some ADP form, whatever I have to do. And let's say, okay, hey, one of my friends call me tomorrow. Yo, bro, let's go somewhere tomorrow. And, sometimes, in 2023, we actually get distracted, right? And why I'm gonna say, you know what? All right, bet, let's do it. What's gonna happen, right? I'm gonna actually ruin my whole day. Like I said, I'm not gonna get these things done, all right? So number 1, what I wanna say is, okay, make sure you stay fueled. Make sure you have energy. Stay fueled, FUELLED. Stay fueled, make sure you have energy. Stay on your toes, right? Be aware anything could get us distracted. That's number 1, right? 2, set goals, know what you want, right? We got phones, we got social media, right? We got bad influence. We're in 2023, anything could throw us off, like I said, right? If you say you're gonna do something, make sure you do it or it can bite you, all right? If you have a strong goal and you focus on what you gotta do, nothing else could get your attention, all right? And number 3, learn from your mistakes. It's really a short thing because now I'm going to talk about learn from your mistakes. A month ago, on December, right? I had 2 ACP things that I had to get done, like literally help these customers. But you know me, what I'm saying? I'm young. Of course, I'm gonna get distracted by other things. I'm like, damn, I was supposed to do it. I'm like, I bet I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it next week. Nah, I can't do it because I got let me do this right here. Damn, laziness, right? But you know what I'm saying? Like it's these past weeks, like even yesterday or before yesterday, I'm like, damn, it came back at me, it came to bite me, you know what I'm saying? It's like when you don't take care of certain things in life, right? There was a mentor that taught me this in like 3 years ago, but I still haven't learned that lesson. Once you don't take care of certain things that you know that you have to take care of in life, the life gonna spin back, it's gonna spin back the block. You know what I'm saying? It's like your app. It's like you know what I'm saying, you got app beef with them. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, if you don't take care of it, it's gonna spin back even harder, right? So, you know, yesterday they called me. I'm like, I bet. I'm like, damn, I have to do this again. I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna take care of it. So yesterday, like, I had to make sure I took care of it. It was 2 customers, you know, I had to do what I had to do. But it's not just only that, it's just an example, right? Anything that you don't take care of right now is gonna come back even stronger. It's gonna probably even bother you, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I have, right? Ignore the noise, focus on your work. All right. So that's what I have for today.
Thank you for that, Dudley. Appreciate you. Say that again. Ignore the noise.
Focus on your work.
The noise. Focus on your work. Avoiding distractions. And we all have that. We all have people that'll say, oh, hey, you know, let's go here, let's go, you know, let's go grab a bite to eat, let's go. You know, staying focused, staying determined is a beautiful thing. So thank you so much for that, Dudley. Let's throw some fire in the chat for Dudley. We appreciate you so much. And now we're going to throw the ball over to, it's not LAQUITA. LAQUITA is call center number 2. Let's get it.
Grand Rising gang, how y'all doing? Hope everybody is fine. Hope everybody's energized today and ready to go outside and keep ass and take names. No, but okay, so today I want to talk to you guys about calling into call center. I am also working with you guys' IDs, and also if you have any questions about your ID or need to fix a password, anything like that, please contact me or Lamisha. So you guys, I wanted to talk to you about calling into call center. When you call into call center, please say your name, state where you're calling from. Also, let us know, like, hey, if it's an out of territory cell, you let us know it's an out of territory cell, instead of us logging in under your ID and it's an out of territory cell. Also, I wanted to let you guys know, like, when we call into call center, let's be ready. Like, have the customer's name, have the customer's phone number, have the customer's email. When it comes down to having the customer's name, this is your customer. So you should know the customer's name. It might be hard to pronounce some of the customer's name, understood, but we have to have the customer's name, because it's kind of like, look, the customer like, dang, I keep repeating myself. I keep telling you my name. I keep telling you my phone number. I keep telling you my email. And it's like, okay, I can understand them. If you keep repeating yourself, that's like, you're going to eventually get like, all right, you know what, never mind, because you're not listening. So it's about listening to each other. Take some paper, take some pen, take whatever you need to make sure that you are on top of your game. Can't nobody be like, oh no, you not listening, you not anything. Just make sure you're on top of you and what you're supposed to be doing. So get a paper and a pen, write down that customer name. That way you ain't got to keep asking them. Also, when we call, if we have to call into credit verification, when we call into credit verification, we will be telling you guys like, hey, this is the order number. Do you have the customer's ACP, or does the customer have ACP, have the ACP code? If they do, please provide it. If they don't, please provide it to them. So it's like, we can't call into credit verification for you guys anymore. You guys have to call if you have your own ID. It's best for them to hear you guys. It's also best for them to see you guys' number versus seeing ours and they're calling us back looking for you guys. That's not okay. So I just wanted to make sure that I touch base on that as well. Thirdly, if there's any questions or, any concerns that you're having or that you're experiencing with your tablet, please feel free to call us and have us assist you. It's not like a bad thing to have call center helping you if you have a tablet. And I want to give a shout out to Anthony Sharp, because when he has a problem with his tablet, he definitely calls him. He doesn't have a problem with calling into call center like, hey, Miss LAQUITA, please help me because I don't know how to do this. Like, that's what we're here for. We're here to help. And I also want to talk to you guys about the duties that call center do. MITHARLY is in charge of Bridge the Gap University. So when you guys call in and you're like, hey, my customer wants TV, but I don't know which TV package, Bridge the Gap University is what I'm going to refer you back to. Go to Bridge the Gap University, because it's like, now I'm pitching to your customer because I'm telling them like, hey, this is the package that we have, when really that's something that you're supposed to do. That's your job. Like, that's your customer. So you got to know what you're selling to your customer. You can't say, hey, we got TV too. Hey, what's TV packages? That's not professional. So we want to make sure that we're on top. We want to make sure that we have our product knowledge. Dolly is in charge of ADP. So if you have any questions about your pay, or if you need anything handled with that, please contact Dolly. When it comes down to you guys' IDs, again, when you're logging into the tablet, contact me, or you can contact Lamisha. That's what we're here for. If you have any questions, drop them in the chat, or you can definitely contact me. And that's all I have today.
LAQUITA, thank you so much for that. Calling into the call center. Be prepared. Have your information ready, just like LAQUITA said, CBC. So you guys have to call CBC yourself. So you have to make sure that you have your information ready. Call the people that you need to call. They're all dropped. They all said who they are. You know where you need to go. If you have any questions, you can always reach out. So you have people to reach out to. So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Let's throw some fire in the chat for LAQUITA. Appreciate you, LAQUITA. So now, let's see. What do you have for us today, Orlando?
Oh, thank you, SITA. I was waiting anxiously.
Yes.
Thank you. And I just want to mention before I start that I have so much appreciation for all of you and the call center. Call center is such a great asset. From my experience in the field, if I got stuck with something, or I had a problem with the tablet or whatever, the call center was always there to help me close my my orders. So thank you, call center. I really appreciate all of this. But I want to cover the power of your attitude. I wrote a few things down. Let me begin. Your attitude is the basic lens or frame through which you yourself, the world, and other people. You can have a positive attitude or a negative one, and you'll see the world accordingly. A very wise man once said, your eye is a lamp that provides light for your body. When your eye is good, your whole body is filled with light. But when your eye is bad, your whole body is filled with darkness. And if the light you think you have is actually darkness, how deep that darkness is. In other words, the way you look at things, your eye will shape the course of your life, for better or worse. The good news is that you can have a positive attitude that shapes your life in a positive ways. The 5 critical ways that your attitude exerts power in your life is thought, word, action, habit, and choice. The longer I live, the more I realize the impact of attitude on life. Attitude is very important to me. You have the power to choose how negative thinking harms you. You feel helpless, you lack energy, you suffer physically and emotionally, you miss opportunities, you limit relationships. A positive attitude brings positive results. Positive attitude creates a positive identity. A positive attitude improves your health. A positive attitude creates possibility. I was at a baseball game that Little League I used to coach, and one of the onlookers said to made a comment, and he said to a young boy, I bet you're discouraged. The boy looked at him and said, why should I be? He said, we haven't given up. We haven't even gotten up to bat. A positive attitude wins friends. Simple ways to get started. Recognize negative thinking, your reactions to stressful situations, your tolerance for change, and your willingness to take tasks. Practice displacement. Get accountability. You can do this. That's the bottom line. You can do this. I remember at one time I was visiting, since I'm a veteran, I was visiting the veteran homes for disabled veterans in PEREZ, New Jersey. And as soon as you walked in, it was like walking into a morgue, you know, because you see all these soldiers with missing eyes, legs, limbs, all kinds of problems. A lot of them had their backs towards the door, the entrance. And there was one gentleman of many there, and he had no family, no one to talk with. And I started talking to him and building relationship with him. And he started to come out of his depression. And just before he passed away, he had cancer. He said to me, Orlando, you know, ever since you've been coming to visit us or visit me, I see a light in you. I feel different. When I'm calling to the kingdom, could you do the funeral for me? I said, absolutely, no problem. Because I'm also a clergy. I'm an ordained clergy in the Catholic Church. So I did that. But the bottom line is that us with a positive attitude, and we don't have to be very well educated. When you walk into a place to visit customers or with friends or any home or whatever, you're the light. You can make the people that you're communicating with feel good and want to feel that they're wanted, because that's very, very important in people's lives, to make others, through our attitude, feel better than they were living or feeling before. And going back to the veterans home, all of a sudden I started walking in and I saw more and more and more and more of these depressed soldiers, you know, waiting for me. And it was like, for me, you know, it was like a light. It was like God's light that I was glad. I was very happy to be able to talk to them and change their lives. But a positive attitude is very, very important and is very, very healthy in everyone's life. That's pretty much it. Thank you very much.
Thank you for that, Orlando. And that's me all the way. I love a positive attitude as well. We have to keep a positive attitude. That's amazing. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
Let's throw some fire in the chat for Orlando. All right, so who do we have next? Wallace. Let's get it.
Great morning, everybody. Voice a little hoarse, sound a little deep this morning. I don't know why, but you know, so I'm gonna try to fix it. Maybe I'm just motivated all the time by talking to you guys, and everything. But I do have something. I'm always prepared for these Wednesdays. You know, always have something. So today I'm just gonna talk about the 3 C's for effective communication. Because no matter what we do in life, we have to have effective communication. Because if we don't, it's the difference between making $200 a week or $1,000 a week, or, you know, we balling out here like some of y'all $4,000 people. I definitely need to get some communication to figure out what's going on, because I need to get that life too. So effective communication is the key to everything. So I'm gonna just give you a little bit of because it's kind of long, but I'm gonna give you the short version. So 1, strive for clarity. You strive for clarity. Understanding is key. Clarity is key when you're talking to somebody. So with that, it's identifying your key messages, the main ideas you want to embed in your audience's mind, is an important part of communicating clearly. Here are some tips to help you get started, but that's a long list, so I'm not going to go over the whole thing. That's number one. Number two, keep it concise. Aim for short, direct messages. Saying less forces you to focus. So like me, I like to talk. So I got to be like, whoop. I got to like prevent myself from going overboard. That's very key because I can talk for days. And then next thing you know, the customer will be like, what was I buying? And I'll be like, I don't know either, but I think we sell a Verizon out here. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be short. You gotta be short with it to stay focused. And so saying less forces you to focus. And the more focused you are, the higher your chance of getting your message across. So what I always say is the last person who talks loses. So when you're selling, and if I'm selling to like one of you guys, I'm gonna talk, make my pitch, and then I'm gonna stay quiet. Unless I know we back and forth and they're talking about football or something else. The last person who talks loses the sale. Keep that in mind. So if you talk to them and they're like, and they're pausing, don't say anymore. Because if you talk, 9 times out of 10, they're going to walk away and be like, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. So the last person who talks always loses during the sale. I learned that a while ago. And then number 3, be consistent. Consistency is communication. Consistency in communication usually means 2 things: repetition and frequency. So you don't want to change your message because people will often hear you. Like the next person over in the checkout aisle or wherever you at, there's somebody ear hustling. So every person you talk to, they're ear hustling. The Walmart workers are ear hustling to see what you say because they might want to jump in on it while they're passing by and working. So you want to stay consistent in your message. You know, we have the sign. If your pitch is whatever your pitch is and it's consistent, people are paying attention to that. Because a lot of times we see a lot of the people in Walmart, we see the same people, but they're not interested right away. But notice after a while, you start chipping at them, you start having jokes, you start laughing with them, they become family all of a sudden. And then all of a sudden they got the internet. They don't even know how they got the internet. When you first met them, they didn't get the internet. Now they got the internet and you bopped them over the head and now you got to sell. Now you balling for the week. Now you're like, let's go. I got them. I finally got them. And it feels good because at first they're like, I don't know you. Now they talking to you. You know, like I use the example of like my 9 Mile store. I could walk in there and everybody talking to me. They're like, hey, what's up, Tiger? How you doing, Wallace? Da 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 da. We're like family. Like the whole Walmart, like we like family. So, and some of the customers, they're like, where you been? I'll go to 9 Mile right. They're like, where you been, Wallace? I ain't seen the Tiger in a while. And you kind of feel bad because you like, oh, my bad, I'm at another store. They're like, oh, okay, I understand. And you're like, well, this is business. So, you know, but they feel like you're part of their family. When you're missing, they notice that. They really notice that. When you're doing something right, people notice that. You know, they take a part of that like your family. So those are my 3 C's. There's more to it. I can say you guys a link if you want to, but those the 3 things that I definitely wanted to go over this morning about how to talk to people. The 3 C's are it's clear, concise, and consistent. And that's all for the Tiger today. You know, that's it. That's all I have. I love all you guys. Be safe and let's get this money. That's all it is.
Thank you so much for that, Wallace. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And the 3 C's, staying focused, you know, it's an amazing thing. Thank you so much for that. Let's throw some fire in the chat for Wallace. And we now have, Kev, you got something for us today?
Yes, I mean, I probably got something to tuck, like, probably got something. Oh, hold on 1 second. Turn my camera on. How you doing, everybody? My name is Kevin, and I'm general manager PA Walmart. And today I just want to talk about having a positive attitude. I got a whole list for like a positive attitude. So, all right, the first, how you want to have a positive attitude is you always want to surround yourself with people that have positive attitude, because people who you hang around, the energy rubs off on you. So the 5 people, like you the top 5 person of the people you hang around with. So everybody who you hang around with, you're gonna become them, honestly. So you don't want to hang around negative people, and try to connect with people who, like their job, or interested in being a positive person. So hang around positive people. And 2, you always want to fill your mind with positive input. Probably play some positive songs, motivated songs, or hear some positive podcasts, or uplifting audiobooks. I like listening to positive songs, honestly. One of my favorite artists to listen to in the morning is like Kanye West, or like Jay-Z. I like listening to like Get Money music, honestly. And podcasts, like a couple of artists, some good ones though, not just any music or podcast. Books that I probably read is probably the Bible, the #1 book in America. And 3, always want to control your language. Be aware of how you talk to people, and how you speak to people at work or anything. Find a positive way to view everything and everyone. And 4, you want to create a routine for the day. Like my routines, I usually get up and just ask God, but with a prayer, God give me grace for this day, and I do a little workout, push-ups, take away a little little morning anger and stress. Workouts always take away stress. And probably play some positive music, on my way to work, get me hyped up. And last 5, stop complaining and always having excuses. Complaining really does nothing. If you're around people who complain a lot, you gotta get away from them type of people. Try to see the situation in a positive or a different light. And you never want to make excuses, you know what I mean? Because if you took a loss, then you took a loss. But excuses is a sign of weakness. I always tell everybody that excuses is a sign of weakness. So I got like 5 things. Yeah. Just wake up every day and make sure that you be a positive person, and make sure you be better every day. Be a better person every single day you wake up. Make sure you try to do better than yesterday. Even if you did better yesterday, always make sure that you did better yesterday. So yeah, that's all I got.
Kev, appreciate you. Thank you so much for that. That was definitely fire. Everything goes hand in hand that everybody spoke about today: staying positive, staying focused, staying on that goal, keep going. So staying positive is definitely every morning you have to get up. So that brings me to my topic. Let's throw some fire in the chat, because that's amazing. So everything goes hand in hand. So my topic is stay ready so you don't have to get ready. So #1 to doing that is staying consistent. Stay consistent in everything that you do. Anything that you do in life, continually do it. Even if you feel like it does not look like it's progress being done, but trust me, there's progress being done daily. It may not seem like it at that moment, but that reward is there. So #1 is staying consistent. #2, build yourself up with positive things. It comes back to positivity, guys. Wow, amazing. So positive things, reading, same thing like Kev just said, reading your Bible, reading things that are positive, listening to things that are positive, pour it into yourself, get away from negative people. That's #2, build yourself up with positive things, right? 3, learn from the best. Keep feeding your mind intelligent thoughts. Intelligent thoughts is what we need to go into our mind. You sometimes have people who may, they'll speak to you, but you don't think like it's anything being planted in your mind because you're talking to I know this person, I spoke to them so many times, but trust me, in your mind, it depends on where you're at. Things are being placed into your brain, into your subconscious, whether you know it or not. And then you wonder why you feel the way you feel. It's because you've been around that negativity that you didn't know was negativity. Look out for key words, key things, triggers, things that can get you off of your A game. So learn from the best and keep reading, keep feeding your mind. Intelligent thoughts is number 3. Okay, number 4, live in the moments. Like, this is a moment right here, guys. This is memories right here. We can never get this back. We can play it back, but this feeling that we have here this morning, we can never get it back. And those that don't join the call will never feel this moment. So great job, everybody that's here, because you get to feel this moment. So live in the moment, guys. And then we have never look back. Never look back. Sometimes we look back at things, and it can trigger us. It can definitely trigger. It can definitely trigger either negativity. I'm not even gonna say never look back. You can look back, but change from that. Don't look back and go back to that same thing again. Just the comfortability of being able to do that, or the comfortability of hanging out with this person or being with that person. That's a cop-out. It's a cop-out to go back. Stay focused, go forward. So if you're gonna look back at the positive things, or look at the things that were negative and change it. So the next one is love yourself and love others. When you love yourself, trust me, it radiates out of you. Loving yourself will help you to love others. When we have a negative attitude, it's because there's something inside of us that is pushing out, and it's something similar inside of that person is why, we act that way. So we have to see what it is. What is it that's in that person that is egging us so much that it has to be something that's inside of us as well. So try to figure that out, pinpoint it. Look at the person, look at yourself, write it down. What is triggering me with this person? Is it something I need to change? So love yourself and love others, okay? Be you and be the best you can be, because nobody else can be you. You are who you are, right? I hope I'm saying your name right, Kevin Chavari, right? So you are who you are. Nobody can ever be you, Kevin. Wallace, nobody can ever be you. Tiger, never be you, right? Sadie, Mitharly, Orlando, Miss Charlene, Justin, LaQuita, Anthony Sharp, Kev, Joseph, Anthony King, Dudley, Maria, Janitul, Namir, Jarissa, Richard, Derek, and I don't know who iPhone is, but iPhone. Nobody can ever be you. You are the only you can be. So be the best you. Continue to work on yourself. So that's what it is. Be ready so you don't have to get ready. So stay consistent. Build yourself with positive things. Learn from the best. Keep feeding your mind with intelligent thoughts. Live in the moment. Never look back. Love yourself and others. Be you and be the best you can be. That's all I have for you guys. If you guys have any questions for any one of us, please drop it in the chat. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you, SITA.
Thank you, SITA.
Outstanding. You will. Thank you. I'd like to make a comment, if you don't mind. This is a training. Since this is a training session, I want to go back to what Mr. The Tiger had mentioned, the 3 C's. That's extremely important. Just to add to that, recapping when, which is part of communication, when you're talking to a customer is also important, because I don't want the customer to come back and say, well, that's not what I ordered. That's not the type of TV series that I ordered. So I make sure that I listen attentively, and I also have a pen and book with me so that I can start building my book of business. But I also recap. I might say, okay, Mrs. Little, let me recap what I just heard that you explained to me, all the problems you're having with the let's say the Spectrum service, right? With the phone and the internet and blah, 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 A, B, and C. So this is what I'm going to do for you. Am I correct? And I gave her all the detail, what she spoke to me about, what I'm going to replace the Spectrum service with. And then I got to put closure. So I say to her or him, all right, I'm going to place the order now. Okay. Is that okay with? Yes. Fantastic. But I also, like I said, getting back to me, the book of business is very important. So I can go back because people do move and I want to follow up once in a while with a call or whatever, so I can continue the relationship and get more sales. But by recapping, the customer feels listened to, that I paid attention, and that I'm just not a fly-by salesperson. At the end of the night or at the end of the day, you know, I'm looking to make money like all of us, right? So we can live a better life. But I have to make sure that she feels that I listen attentively and that I'm going to do what's right for him or for her. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you, Sita, for the opportunity. And by the way, I know we have 22 participants in the call, this training call. I forgot to tell everyone I'm one of the proud general managers working for such a great organization. Let's drop some fire.
Thank you, Orlando. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate you very much. And if anybody else has any other questions or any comments that they would like to share, please, the floor is open to you guys. This is what our training call is for. So let's get it, guys. Don't hold your tongue now.
What's up, y'all? I do got something to say.
Yes, King, let's get it.
We gotta watch out for people projecting. A lot of people be projecting a lot of negativity. One thing I want to let people know is you gotta be strong out here. Like, it's a lot of stuff going on, and people be like, basically thinking, assuming you a type of person, whether it be customers, employees, or coworkers. You got to separate yourself from other people's thoughts. Basically, whatever people think is their business. And sometimes we try to clarify what they thinking about by going outside our character, and that can mess you up. So that's what I want to say. People you can't stop people from projecting. But like I was saying before in a lot of other chats, the only thing you can really control is yourself. So just be mindful of your growth and the lack of maturity in other people that's around you that may feel some type of gratification by putting you down. You just basically gotta be the king or the queen you is and maneuver around people and they psychological traumas. You just gotta be the best person you be around here, because a lot of people don't know how they be affecting people. And a lot of people don't know how they being affected or how they was affected and how much of the bad negative energy they be throwing out. What I'm basically trying to say is just guard your energy around certain people. Because don't matter where a person at in life, financially or whatever, everybody lack in some way. So just be mindful of your strengths and other people's weaknesses around you. That's the only thing I gotta say. Thanks. Whew.
I have something to say. For all of y'all people who spoke this morning about you know, Kev, SITA, the Tiger. I always hear SITA always post things in on the BTG board. So I kind of had a feel about her, but Q, you outdid yourself. You got some good people with some good things to say this morning. I appreciate that. And Mr. Orlando, y'all guys said some nice things, man, that really motivated me and want me to go outside, do better than I did. So to see so many people on here with so much positive things to say this morning, thank y'all. I appreciate it. I needed that.
Thank you, sir. I just want to say that I love you too as my brother. We're on the same journey together, and we help each other. You can call me anytime, and let's get it done. Thank you. Thank you for your trust and sharing.
Yes, King and Sharp, thank you for sharing. And we appreciate you as well, Sharp. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for joining. You got to be in it, right? So you're here. So that's a beautiful thing. Thank you so much. Anybody else have any questions or comments they would like to? They can come off mute.
Oh yeah, and y'all did say a lot of positive, inspiring things. It do be pumping me up, like what Sharp said. It gets me motivated. Like the type of stuff you read about, I'll be really pumped. But I do appreciate everybody taking out their best quotes and their motivations, because it do work, and it really do. I look forward to working with y'all in the future, and hopefully everybody get a little bit more closer and understanding about people's situations. But yeah, this is the best team in the city right now, right? Or in the country. I like this team.
And we like you too, King. Thank you so much for that. We appreciate you. Anyone else? All right. Quincy, I know you say silence is golden.
Extraordinary call, right? That's what I want to say. Extraordinary call, gang, right? Let's kick ass and let's take names. I'll speak to you guys next week. Thank you to our leadership team. A special thank you to SITA. Amazing job. All right, guys. Later.